From the moment Don Mattingly emerged as one of baseball's most reliable and disciplined hitters, there was always a quiet understanding among fans that his story carried an element of unfinished greatness, not because he lacked the talent or the drive, but because circumstances beyond his control slowly reshaped what his career could become. And now, as discussions around his life at 64 resurface, the idea that he has finally revealed something dramatic is less about a hidden secret and more about a deeper acknowledgement of what people had long sensed, that his journey was defined as much by physical limitation as it was by exceptional ability, because during his peak years with the New York Yankees, Mattingly displayed a level of consistency and leadership that made him the centerpiece of the team, earning respect not just for his performance but for the way he carried himself under pressure. Yet behind that steady presence was an ongoing battle with a chronic back condition that gradually reduced his effectiveness and ultimately shortened the period in which he could perform at an elite level. And while this was visible in the decline of his statistics over time, the full extent of how it impacted his daily life and mental approach to the game was not always fully appreciated by the public, and in later reflections, he has spoken about how difficult it was to accept the gap between what he knew he was capable of and what his body would allow, a realization that can be especially challenging for athletes whose identities are so closely tied to performance. And as his playing career came to an end without the championship success many felt he deserved, that sense of what could have been became a lasting part of how his legacy was discussed. Yet instead of allowing that narrative to define him entirely, Mattingly transitioned into coaching and managerial roles, where he found a new way to contribute to the sport, bringing the same calm leadership and understanding of the game that had defined his playing days. And over time, this second phase of his career added another dimension to his story, showing that his impact extended beyond personal achievements to include mentoring players and shaping team dynamics. And when people interpret his recent reflections as a major revelation, what they are really responding to is the honesty with which he acknowledges the role of injury, the challenges of unmet expectations, and the process of redefining success after the end of a playing career, because rather than presenting a dramatic confession, he offers a grounded perspective that aligns with what many had already believed, confirming that his career was not limited by effort or commitment, but by the physical realities that all athletes eventually face. And in that sense, the emotional weight of his story comes not from surprise, but from recognition. The recognition that even the most talented individuals are not immune to forces beyond their control, and that greatness can exist alongside unfulfilled potential, creating a legacy that is both impressive and bittersweet at the same time. And as he looks back, there is a sense of acceptance that replaces any lingering frustration, an understanding that his journey, with all its highs and limitations, still holds meaning and value, not only for what he accomplished, but for how he adapted when circumstances changed, offering a perspective that resonates far beyond baseball, reminding people that success is not always about reaching every possible peak, but about navigating the path you are given with integrity and resilience, even when it does not unfold exactly as you once imagined.